Hi, this is Lola. Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about shifting your perspective and how important it is for you to be able to do that. We've all experienced a day where everything seems really dark and we feel like we made all the wrong decisions that led us up to that specific moment in that specific day in our life. And then you get a phone call or you get something and your whole perspective completely shifts and you see everything positively and rainbows and unicorns and all that stuff. Now, obviously, the mood shifted the filter, the glasses, or you change the filter and you see everything negative, everything positive. Now, I think there is a way for you to change the filter and it will then allow your mood to change. In other words, there is a way to make an exercise of trying to shift your perspective. It is a little bit like a gratitude journal where you basically, every negative that you think of, you try to see it in a positive. It's an exercise. I do it, of course, in the journal. During the break, I was feeling negative and I couldn't understand why. And so I decided to allow myself to write the negative because that's how I realized. Oh, I'm writing in kind of a negative way and I'm having a great, super stress-free, lazy break with my kids. Why this perspective? Why am I in the darkness? Probably due to the storms and the fact that it was gray 24/7 and we couldn't go outside that much. But so what I did is I would rewrite my day in a positive way only. At the beginning, it took me focusing. If I thought about something like, oh, we couldn't go outside, I'd be like, it was a great lazy day at home. We watched all these movies. It was cozy and we were warm and dry and how lucky and blah. So that was the exercise, right? You write the same two things, one the way you're feeling it at that moment, and the other one the way you wish you were feeling it almost. And as I was writing it, I realized all these things were true. These and these can both be true. It's what you choose to focus on, right? You could say that it sucks that you can't go outside, and you can say that it's great that you can't go outside, and they're both true. And it's all about which one you decide to focus on. So one thing that I recommend is if you find yourself in a little bit of a spiral of negativity, is do that exercise. Write how you feel, because when you write it, you can see where the issues are and what comes out. Like, what are the things that you're thinking about that are negative? And then rewrite it with a different filter on. Just put the positive filter on, rewrite it. It will change everything. Within a few days of me doing this, I realized the way I felt and the positive recap were the same, because now I had shifted my perspective. Similarly, we all have a notion of who we are, and a lot of it is based on past experiences, and that can also be changed. Our origin story can be changed if we put a different perspective and a different filter on. One of the things that I was talking about is much simpler. Like, a lot of the times I think of my childhood as I was a kid that was very alone all the time, and I had a lot of adults that didn't have the tools to take care of a kid, and in a way they abandoned me in the sense that they couldn't barely, they didn't know what to do. And during the break, somebody that was around when I was a kid went into the hospital, and I hadn't thought of her in a long time, and I realized she was one of those angels in my life when I was a kid, that she took me to ballets. Her daughter and I were very close. We're, I think, a year apart. I lived there for 6 months at one point when I was 14. She was just really somebody that had been super important in who I became as a person. And I had forgotten about her. And once I thought of her, I thought of all the people that were there. And it completely shifted that chapter of my life. It just made me realize that how lucky I was to have these people. And sure, not everyone was there and able to do that. And maybe the traditionally expected adults were not able to do it as well as they should have. but it allowed other people to come in, step in, and be a huge part of my life. And that was a huge perspective shift. If you can exercise this shifting in perspective when you're having a hard time, I guarantee you it's going to help you so much. It is really hard to work through issues or situations if you are so bogged down by negativity and so stressed out. It's almost impossible. If you want to be able to tackle these things, you have to shift your perspective, and you have to give yourself the power to do that. In the perspective shift, I think what's really important is realizing how grateful you can be of certain things, and realizing that you have the power of everything. Because if you want to manifest, and that's going to be another video, how to manifest, you have to be, they say, on the right vibe. You can't manifest from a place of negativity and stress, and it's just not possible. It's not, a flower doesn't grow on a dirt that has no water. You have to feed it. You have to feed it water, sunshine, beauty, positivity, belief, faith. Like all this stuff is faith, my accent. All this stuff is really important. So I just wanted to share that with you. I think that is something that we've all experienced. So I don't think anyone that's watching this video is going to be like, I don't know what you're talking about. But if you do, please reach out. We can talk about it. But if you can, try to shift your perspective. And listen, sometimes it's just saying, hey, I'm breathing and I'm alive. I know. It's all about trying to give yourself the points where you have them, and not ignore those because other stuff are lacking. So I'm going to be done now, because otherwise I can just run in circle and talk again and again. And I hope everybody's having a wonderful day, and see you soon. Bye-bye.